All right, this is Rich. This is actually part of our case study series. If you guys didn't get a chance to go ahead and check out the video before, please go ahead and do so. But how would you revolutionize the car wash industry? Okay, let's take a look at it this way. How and when do car washes make money? I would determine the customer pain points because they're the ones that are actually paying up. I would look at the busiest times for car wash, which is generally speaking, it's on the weekend. At least it was when I was living in LA. The best time for customers usually schedule car wash is actually on the weekdays. So I would build an app for car wash owners and car wash customers to link up. And I would have an app that would allow customers to go out there and schedule the car wash for pickup and drop off. When I was working in LA, we had this in Playa Vista, right by Loyola Marymount University, my alma mater. I love that place. But anyways, they would have a car wash in the parking lot, and when people are working, generally speaking, like you never knew when the guy was actually going to come around. But he would come, wash your car, and then like it was in the parking lot, and you usually just got your keys back by like lunchtime, right? Well, for car washes, they got to go into like there's a few things that you can do, right? Like you're either going to go wash your car yourself, which it's not a good use of anybody's time. You're actually going to bring it to the car wash. It's the one where it's like you drive through the thing goes through the wash, and then it comes out, and then maybe you buy the vacuuming or you vacuum it yourself. Or another thing is like you bring it to the car wash, you get out of the car, and then like they do all that, and then they do the wash, they do the vacuuming, and then you come back and you grab it later. Or the next best thing is like the car wash is already at like the office building. There's really recognizing this is like there's no right or wrong answer. I would just say this for most people that drive right now, I think the market's a little bit different because most people are working from home. I would go ahead and build an app for car wash owners to be able to connect with, the car wash customer and maybe just organize like a pickup or a drop off situation. And I would come and I'd get their car and I would make it so easy for the customer so that they wouldn't really have to think twice about it because most of the time when you're not using your car, it's usually during the daytime, like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But you don't have the time to bring it there, but the car is just sitting out there, right? If you're like working from home, especially. I would organize for the car wash person to come pick it up and to come and drop it off, especially if it's in a very busy area. Or another thing that I would think about doing is, when people are generally speaking not using their car, when they're sleeping at night. I'd pick it up and I'd drop it off, right? Maybe that's what's more comfortable. Like I'd go out there and present like a few different solutions. Most important thing is you might think my answer is good. You might think my answer is bullshit. But let's just say in the off case, you have no idea how you're going to tackle that. Or you might love my answer and it's just like you get thrown this answer question right here and you're like, what am I going to do? Here's also something that I would do to stall. How would I revolutionize the car wash industry? What if you live in New York where not a lot of people drive? Well, I didn't know anybody that actually drove because it's so uncomfortable to drive there. I'd be thinking to myself, how would I revolutionize the car wash industry? I'd go out there and buy myself some time. Are we talking about a car wash where it's there? Or are we talking about a car wash industry where we're selling something so that people can just wash their cars easier? Or like, are we inventing an app? Generally speaking, they're going to say whatever the you want it to be. Yeah, that. Whatever it is that you want to be. Just know that there's no right or wrong answer. They just want to see how you'd whip up some shit out of your ass. This is why it's so important for you to go ahead and have mock interview partners. I remember and you'll get better at this when you're thrown into the interview more. I remember I did a live training. I reference this story all the time because I'm just so proud of myself for being able to bring it up, which is like this lady's like, but sometimes they ask you some really bullshit questions like, Rich, what are they, like, I was just asked this question that was impossible. Can you give me an example? She says, what do you hate the most about product management? And I was just thinking to myself, like, she could have whipped out anything. And I don't have a product management background. I was a freaking, like, recruiter, right? I was like, what do I hate the most about product management? I'll take a stab at it. what I hate about the most about product management is I don't get to do enough product management. She's like, that's not really an answer. Okay, can I go out there and explain? I hate, what I hate the most about product management is, I love it for starters because that's why I'm doing it as a job. What I hate the most about product management is I don't get to do enough product management. I spend about 80% of my time explaining what product management is to people that don't know what product management is and who are not product managers. And I actually get to only spend about less than 20% of my time doing real product management or working with other product managers. And every product manager around the room is like, yeah, that sounds about our job. Which causes me to have to make up for those hours after normal business hours or on the weekends, like a Saturday morning or a Sunday night. I'm like, yeah, sounds like our lives. And they're like, was that like an answer that you heard somewhere? I was like, well, honestly, I think that's a very dumb question. Like, what do you hate the most? That's just like somebody interviewing for LAPD. Like, what do you hate the most about being a cop? Well, I'm pretty sure they can list out like a lot of things, but I don't think they would want to, like, if they still wanted to keep their job. But yeah, like, you're just going to get better at answering questions. And it's like verbal sparring. You just get better at doing that. If, like, this is why I tell people, get connected with higher quality mock interview partners, because a lot of times people are always thinking like, what's the right answer? You're not going to get 100% correct on a multiple choice Scantron exam. And that's nonverbal. You think you're going to be able to pass this shit like 100% flying colors, like with like live? Probably not, right? So if you didn't know the answer to that question, you should also just say, like, I don't have the answer to that question, but I'll take a stab at it. Let them know. I'll take a stab. I love saying that. I'll take a stab at it. And I give out some answers, and then I'll see whether or not it resonates on the back end. Something else that I would also do is, well, I would research who are the disruptors in the car wash industry game, and to see both. I always like to list out, if you're watching all the previous examples, how are other people in other countries disrupting the car wash industry? I'd gather all that data back and let the team go ahead and make a decision within 7 to 10 business days. You'd be amazed. With the right amount of eye contact, you can get rid of anything. And even sometimes people that have the right answer, they overthink it and they come off so nervous. And it's just, I think I would do this. This is, you're just killing yourself. Don't do that. Calm, cool, collected. If you don't feel like there's a problem with your answer, they're not going to feel like there's a problem with your answer. If you try to get too technical and you're not, especially for those of you who are transitioning to product management for the first time, they'll sniff that out and they'll just be like, this person's a total fraud. We don't want to interview them again. See you in school. Don't be late to school.